Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Debbie and I'm going to be taking you through this short flow today, which will be focusing primarily on our low back and stretching out our legs. This is great if you do a lot of sitting or standing or just have low back pain in general. We don't need any special equipment. However, if you would like to have a blanket or a mat to sit on while you're sitting, feel free to grab that. If you need yoga blocks for extra support, definitely grab those. If you need a cat tree in the background for balance, there's one there. So let's begin. We are going to begin seated, obviously, and we are going to take a few deep breaths to get ourselves grounded today. So you can cross your legs, you can sit on your knees, however is comfortable for you. Remember to always listen to your body. We're going to begin by taking a couple of deep breaths, breathing in and out through the nose, making sure that we are filling that belly full of air. So we can begin by inhaling and exhaling through the nose, closing the eyes down if that feels good to you, or a soft focus. Big breath in and out. One more time, breathing in and out. Now we're going to take a twist. So we're going to take our left hand, placing it on our right knee, reaching our hand behind us for support. First, we will inhale and lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, we will twist. You always want to make sure you can still take full deep belly breaths in. If you can't, you've twisted too far. Inhale, find length. And then exhale, come back to center. We'll take it to the other side. Right hand, left knee, right hand behind. Inhale, find length. Exhale the twist, pulling that navel in towards the spine to protect your back. Inhale. And then exhale, coming back to center. I'm going to turn the other way so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to stretch my legs out a little bit instead of keeping them crossed. We're going to come into a seated forward fold, so we want to make sure that we're sitting fully upright. So inhale, find length. And exhale, fold, hinging from the hips, coming and leaning over, tucking the chin, and then slowly rounding the back. Should feel a nice stretch through the low back here. If it's a little bit too intense, then you don't have to round. Don't come down so far. Maybe you're up here, and that's fine. It's whatever feels comfortable for you in your body. We'll take a couple of breaths here, letting our back slowly stretch out, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Twice more. And you might feel yourself slowly relaxing with each inhale and exhale. Last one. And we're going to push ourselves up, slowly using the hands, making sure head and shoulders are the last thing to come to the upright position. We're going to do a side stretch here. Turning back this way so you can see me again. Keeping one hand on the mat. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Leaning over, bending the elbow, feeling a nice stretch through the left side body. I have my right hand down on the ground. If you're going the opposite way, that's perfectly fine. Do whatever side works for you. Again, we want to make sure we can inhale and exhale fully. And on the inhale, we'll come back up to center and take it over the other side. Exhale, leaning over. Always making sure we can inhale fully and exhale. If this hurts, that's perfectly fine. Don't have to leave your arm up and over. You can leave it on your leg. We're just trying to get a stretch through here. So maybe reaching the hand behind, wherever is comfortable for you. One more inhale and exhale. On the exhale, come back up to seated. And now we'll take it on to all fours. So get there however you want. We want to make sure that our toes are untucked, our knees are directly underneath our hips, and our wrists are directly underneath our shoulders. You can take it a little bit wider if you want. Using those nice strong yogi hands, stretching them wide through the fingers. We want to take the strain off of our wrists, and we will inhale, drop the belly, looking up. And then we will exhale and round the back, pulling the belly in a little bit, the navel into the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, arch. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round. And then we're going to come back to a neutral spine on the inhale. Now you're going to walk your hands forward as far as is comfortable for you. We're going to drop the head down towards the mat, pulling the belly into the spine, getting a nice stretch through the shoulders, touching the forehead to the mat if that is in your space. If not, this is where the yoga blocks, a pillow, the blanket, whatever you have is going to work for you. We're not collapsing into the shoulders. We're getting a nice stretch, keeping that belly pulled in towards our spine. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths in and out. And we don't want to arch the back here too much. And then we're going to lift our head up off the mat if it was on there, making our way fully down onto our belly. So elbows, stretching those feet back, coming into our cobra. So we're going to come all the way down. Hands are just underneath the shoulders here. We're going to inhale, pull that belly into the spine. Imagine somebody's pulling your belly button with a string. And then we're going to lift up, looking ahead. Nice stretch for the low back. Exhale, come down. If you've been doing yoga for a while, you can inhale and lift yourself up, lifting the hands up to hover. Using all of your low back muscles, pushing that pelvic bone into the floor, pubic bone. Exhale, come down. And then once more, keeping those elbows tucked in. And then exhale. We're going to take this one back into child's pose. So coming back through onto all fours, taking your knees as wide as a yoga mat, bringing the big toes together to touch, sinking your bum back towards your heels. If that doesn't work for you, that's perfectly fine. You can do your narrow-legged child's pose. And we're just going to stretch it out here, taking a couple of deep breaths. And remember, if anything is hurting, you are stretching too much for your body. Take it back a notch. Do what works for you. Last breath in. Now we're going to come back up and make our way onto our backs however you want. We're going to lay back on our backs here, making sure we're comfortable, make any adjustments needed. We're going to come into bridge pose, so you want to walk those heels in as close to your bum as possible, grounding through all corners of the feet. We're going to inhale, pull the navel in towards the spine. So imagine you've got somebody pulling a string on your belly button. Inhale. And on the exhale, tilt the pelvis and slowly lift up into bridge pose. Turning on those glutes, squeezing those bum cheeks together. Big inhale in. Exhale, slowly lower yourself down, vertebrae by vertebrae if you can. Pulling one knee and then the other knee into the chest, grabbing onto the shins or the backs of the thighs, whatever is comfortable for you. Full wind pose. Rock a little side to side if this feels good. If not, stay still, that's perfectly fine. And we're going to drop our feet back down onto the mat, keeping our left foot planted. We're going to cross our right foot over the left knee, keeping our foot flexed towards the knee, the right knee, so that we are protecting our knees and our joints. If it's comfortable for you, you can reach through and pull back gently, not using too much arm strength. We should be feeling a nice stretch through here. If this is not comfortable for you, you can stay with your foot down and then maybe just apply a little pressure on the knee here, and you will feel the same stretch. Remember to always listen to your body. Your body is completely different than mine. And for me, this is an afternoon time, and so I've been up and about, and my muscles are a little warmer. If you're doing this first thing in the morning, your muscles might be a little more stiff. And give another gentle squeeze in, dropping that left foot back down. We're going to twist over to the left, letting our right foot come to the ground. Kick the yoga blocks out of the way if they're in your way. Reaching the right arm out to the side. You can twist your head looking over to the right if that's comfortable for you. If not, you can stay looking up at the ceiling. You can use your left hand to keep that knee pointing towards the ceiling. We don't want to collapse it in. We are trying to get a nice stretch here. Again, making sure that you can breathe easily in and out through the nose. And we will slowly come back to center. Inhale. And we will take it to the other side. So we're going to uncross the legs, adjust, find your center on your mat again. We're going to cross the left foot over the right knee, flexing that foot towards the knee. If this is enough for you for a stretch today, absolutely stay here. Otherwise, you can reach through, grabbing onto the back of the thigh or your shin, wherever is comfortable for you, and pulling that knee gently in towards the belly button or towards your chest, and keeping the right foot flexed if you like, or you can do some ankle rolls here, whichever works for you. Big breath in. On the exhale, lowering that right foot back down to the mat. And then we will twist, letting that left foot slowly come to the ground, stretching that left arm out. If the cat tree's in the way, that's fine. Just put your arm wherever it'll go. And then using that right hand to keep that left knee pointing up towards the ceiling, making sure we can continue our full deep belly breathing. Letting yourself relax into the pose. On the inhale, we'll bring the knee back up. And exhale back. Now we're going to pull both knees into the chest. And if you want to do full wind pose, you can. If you would like to do happy baby, where you're grasping onto the outsides of the feet, keeping the knees at a 90-degree bend with the ankles directly over the knee. And if it feels good, you can rock a little side to side. If you don't like happy baby, that's fine. Stay in the full wind pose, and you can rock side to side, massaging the spine a little bit if that feels good for you. And now we will release and come into our favorite resting pose, corpse pose, Shavasana. Position yourself comfortably on the mat, making sure your shoulders are down away from the ears, taking up space. And big breath out, let it all go. Closing down the eyes, or letting your gaze become blurry and unfocused. Letting your body absorb these gentle stretches that we've done. Breathing in and out through the nose. Take 2 more deep breaths in and out. If you'd like to stay here in Shavasana, feel free to do so. However, if you have other things to do today and you'd like to end your practice with me, begin by waking up the body, wiggling the fingers and toes. Maybe take a big stretch. And you can rock and roll up to seated, or you can roll over to one side, pushing yourself back up to your seated position, crossing the legs, sitting on your knees, whatever works for you. We'll take one last big breath in, reaching up over the head with the arms, touching the palms, bringing them down through to the chest, thanking your body for taking you through this short practice today. Bowing down to yourself. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I really hope you enjoyed this practice. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit that like and subscribe button. I look forward to practicing with you again on the mat. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.